What if I told you that pressure isn't the enemy, it's the very thing that you've been trying to avoid, the chaos, the stress, the uncertainty. It's actually what's building you into the man that you're supposed to become. So every man watching this knows what it feels like to carry the weight, the pressure to provide, the pressure to perform, the pressure to lead your family, build your business, and stay composed when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. But here's the truth. The difference between the average man and the ultimate man isn't talent, and it isn't money. It's not intelligence. It's how they handle pressure. Because pressure doesn't break you. It actually reveals who you are. It shows you the systems that you've built or the ones that you have not. And if you can learn how to stay sharp when life hits you hard, you'll separate yourself from 99% of the men who fold the moment life stops going their way. In this video, guys, I'm gonna break down the 5-step framework that I call pressure mastery. It's 5 moves that will keep you calm, confident, and clear no matter what's happening around you. So when pressure hits, guys, your first move, it decides everything. Average men react emotionally, exceptional men pause strategically. So when stress hits, your brain floods with adrenaline and your body, it wants to move before your mind can think. That's why men yell, they overreact, or they make impulsive decisions that cost them relationships and opportunities. So your first step here is to control your state before your state controls you. The first tool I use, guys, is what I call the 24-hour rule. If a situation affects your family, your finances, or your business, you don't respond for 24 hours. You give yourself time to think without making a quick emotional decision. Back when I was running my crews for my flooring company, something that would go wrong and I would instantly react, send a text, or make a call and say something out of frustration. And every single time, I would end up creating more damage, causing more problems. And once I started implementing this 24-hour rule, my leadership style changed overnight. So I started becoming more self-aware, giving myself time to reflect and understand the facts before responding with my emotions. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this video, but I cannot stress this enough. If you're tired of staying the same and you're ready to change your life forever, I want you to do one thing right now. Text the number below. When you text me, I'll reach out to you personally and I'll show you exactly how to build the man that you're meant to be. It's time to take action now. Text the number below and I'll personally reach out within 24 hours. Now let's get back to the video. The second tool is what I call the 2-minute reset. So when pressure hits in the moment, when the arguments happen, the mistakes happen, or the chaos, you have to calm down your psychology. So here's how it works and here's what I do. Simply go out to your car for 2 minutes, sit down in silence, and just think about the situation, and then come back in and have that conversation that's needed. Do this and watch what happens. So pressure doesn't demand action, guys. It demands awareness. Step 1, pause. The second move, guys, is perspective. Most men, they crumble because they confuse their facts with feelings. Pressure lies to you. It convinces you that everything's falling apart when all reality, it's only one thing that needs to be fixed. I learned this the hard way, guys, early in my business. When payroll got tight, I'd spiral. I'd say things like, we're done, we're failing, or maybe we're going out of business. And actually, that wasn't the truth. It was actually one client that maybe was late on payment that kind of caused this. So that wasn't the end of the world. It was just a story that I was telling myself and creating more stress for myself. All right, guys, when life hits hard, you need to separate truth from emotion. The truth is subjective. It's actually what's happening now. And the emotion is just how you feel about it in the moment. So here's an example of truth. Cash flow is tight this week, while emotion says my business is falling apart. All right, guys, most men lose control under pressure because they mentally leave the moment. They start replaying the past, asking themselves, why did this happen to me? Or they start thinking, what if this fails? But you can't lead in the past or the future. You can only lead in the present. So your energy, your tone, your composure, they set the standard for everyone around you. So if you panic, your team panics. And if you shut down, your family feels unsafe. Your energy, your tone, your composure, this all sets the standard for everyone around you. So if you panic, your team panics, or if you shut down, your family will feel unsafe. So when my team messed up a major project years ago, everything inside of me wanted to explode, which is normally how I would handle these situations. Instead, I took a breath and I started to ask questions instead of assigning blame. That one decision changed the entire outcome. So we fixed the problem faster, the morale stayed high, and I gained more respect than if I were to react emotionally. So presence, guys, it's power. At home, it's the same thing. When your wife challenges you and you get defensive, you're creating distance. But when you stay present, you're actually creating connection. Leadership is about mastering the moment you're in. It's not about escaping from it. So when pressure hits, you need to keep reminding yourself that this exact moment is actually how I grow. And if I conquer this feeling right now, the payoff, it will be massive. The fourth step, guys, is power, and it's not what you think. Power isn't about aggression or control, it's about clarity and taking action. So pressure wants you to freeze, it wants you to overthink, hesitate, and delay. When I'm under pressure, I simply pause and I ask myself one simple question. What's one move that I can make right now that moves this forward? This keeps my head clear and it forces me to ask the right questions. Most men, they spend way too much time talking about what they're gonna do and not enough time executing and actually taking action. The key under pressure here is not doing everything. It's just doing something. Maybe that's sending a text to make something right. Maybe that's tackling a task that you've been avoiding. Maybe it's picking up the phone and facing a tough conversation. So power is the ability to move when most men freeze. Because every time that you take action under pressure, you're actually building evidence that you're the kind of man who can handle anything. Step number 5 is purpose. The final step here is about purpose. Pressure without purpose feels like punishment, but pressure with purpose becomes preparation. So when I transitioned from running my flooring company into coaching and mentorship, that pressure was insane. I had doubts, I had fears, and I had nights where I thought, man, what if this doesn't work? Or what if I can't do this? Or what if I'm not good enough? But every time I wanted to quit, I thought about my family. I thought about my kids watching me. And I thought about the other men who needed to see what is possible to change directions without giving up on your dreams. That's purpose. And this is what you guys need to figure out. You must figure out what your purpose is. Purpose turns pain into perspective. It gives meaning to the weight that you're carrying. So when you feel pressure, ask yourself, who am I doing this for? Because when your why is big enough, you'll stop viewing pressure as punishment and you'll actually start seeing it as the weight that builds your legacy. You actually need to lean into pressure. When I'm under pressure, I just think about my why. What is that one thing that's keeping me going? This brings me back to my mission. So whatever this is for you, you need something that reminds you on the mission and the vision on where you're going and why you're doing it. So because men without purpose, they simply drift. Men need a purpose. We need something that we're attacking. So let's bring this home, guys. Pressure doesn't punish you. It actually prepares you. So every challenge, every setback, every hard season that you've survived is setting you up to take on the next big challenge in your life. The difference between the man who breaks and the man who builds isn't what happens to them, it's how they respond. So when you pause, you create space to lead. When you gain perspective, you're gonna see the truth. And when you stay consistent, you stay composed. And when you lead with purpose, pressure becomes preparation. You'll actually embrace that and you'll want more of it. And that's how we build legacy under pressure. So if you're serious about becoming the man that doesn't fold under pressure, text the number below right now. Text me right now. You gotta understand, guys, that I don't just preach motivation, I'm all about how you can take actionable steps to improve your life. Pressure doesn't stop the mission, guys. It actually sharpens the man. So hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video and share it with someone you think needs to hear it. And lastly, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.